This WrestleMania, what is up? This WrestleMania, I'ma hurt you. This WrestleMania, I'll hurt you. I'll kill you with weapons. 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 This WrestleMania, it is going down. Nothing cool about this Raw crowd, it's a frown. I hate the show when I wanna end my life. Yo, Vince McMahon, yo, how is he alive? This wrestle, I'll kill you. This WrestleMania, I'll kill you. I'll kill you with weapons. I'll kill you with weapons. This WrestleMania, I'll kill you. This WrestleMania, I'll kill you. I'll kill you with weapons. I'll kill you with weapons. This go-home show, it sucked big dick. The only thing that I saw made me fucking sick. I hate this show, it makes me wanna cut my throat. My name is Joe, and I wanna end my life with a rope. This WrestleMania, I'll kill you. I'll kill you with weapons. I'll kill you with weapons. This WrestleMania, I'll kill you. I'll kill you with weapons. I'll kill you with my weapon. I'll kill you with weapons. I'll kill you with weapons. I'ma slap you like Will Smith. I'ma slap you, you a dumb bitch. I'ma slap you like Will Smith. I'ma slap you, you a dumb bitch. You a dumb bitch. You a dumb bitch. You a dumb bitch. This go home show suck dick. This go home show it suck dick. This go home show it suck dick. This go home show it suck dick. Rob made me fucking sick. I don't know what that was. But bro, what the hell, bro? Are you serious? Like, that was fun. Hey, you guys have a fun time? I had a great time. Did you have a good time on Monday Night Raw the night before WrestleMania? I hope you had a good time. I had such a good time that I broke my microphone cord and I've got to use the Shure one. I mean, the $100 Shure one. But that's okay. So Joey's voice ain't as good as usual because the other microphone's a little busted. But it's not the microphone's fine, the cord's broken. We got a backup cord, though, right now. But I'm not holding this microphone this whole goddamn show, I'll tell you this. But here we go. This is Monday Night Raw, and the best thing about it was the way they filmed Seth and Vince McMahon, and they leaked it earlier on YouTube. I saw one of the best parts of Raw. I saw it leaked on YouTube earlier. So that was disappointing, because I was looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. What's going down tonight? What's going to happen? Here we go, yeah! And then friggin'... we get basically a boring go-home show for WWE Raw tonight. Dan Delonte, what's going on, bro? What's up, Tactics? Will Tactics is here. Meow, 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 meow. I took a... speaking of Dan, I took a song and reworked it to make it about a stalker. A stalker from Revere. But... WWE Evil is on right now. That's probably going to be better than Raw was tonight. Like, can we be honest about that? The WWE Evil is probably going to be better than what Raw was tonight. And by the way, we got to play the Brock Lesnar screech. Did you guys hear Brock Lesnar turn into a female? He turned into a female at the end of his promo, and it was delicious. It was absolutely delightful and delicious. Let's listen to it.
I'm going to stand above you. Champion of the world.
I obviously think that Vince McMahon has told Brock Lesnar, man, give me Brock Lesnar, John Wayne. You're a cowboy. You're a lonesome dove. You're a loner. You're in the old Wild West. and you go out there and you don't need anybody else by your side. You're a marshal. You're the sheriff. You're the sheriff of WWE. You know, I guarantee that's the sort of thing that Vince was going with. Dude, how did your voice do that? Go back.
And they will chant.
All you gotta do is don't go, Brock Lesnar! Like, don't do that. Just go, Brock Lesnar! Like, you gotta drop the bass. But he just can't do that. He screams so loud that his windpipe just goes,
Ladies and gentlemen, your new, reigning, defending, unified heavyweight champion of the world, Brock Lesnar!
The fans had a more masculine tone to them.
Unified heavyweight champion of the world, Brock Lesnar!
Look at his look, how he looks. Lesnar! I can't even do I'll throw my voice out trying to do that.
Lesnar!
That is fucking crazy. By the way, this is just an update. The other day, Grimm's Toy Show comes to me. Grimm's Toy Show comes to Joe Cronin and says, hey, Joe, I'm coming to your show. And Grimm's Toy Show wants to come on the show, which is great. I can't wait to have Grimm on so we can face off. But here's the thing. While we were talking, I said, hey, you know, you got this thing going on with Tommy. And he said, yes, I will face Tommy, but only on your show, Joe. And now Grimm said that to me. I have the messages. If you don't believe me, I have the messages. It was Grimm's idea. He wants to do it, but he'll only do it here on my show. But he'll be here anyway this week, Grimm's Toy Show, to face me and to face everybody about a lot of things. And we're going to question him, and we're going to have a little interview. And, you know, Tommy is invited to come be a part of the interview, but, you know, he said he wouldn't. So that's very strange. But anyway, the bottom line is, you know, I am going to be sitting down with Grimm's Toy Show for a candid interview and a grill. I'm going to grill him about his girlfriend and his life and the accusations that he doesn't pay child support. We're going to talk all about it on this show, the Joe Cronin Show, coming, building into WrestleMania weekend. Hit that like button and stick the thumb up my ass, guys. Go ahead and do it. Okay, Brock Lesnar.
Lesnar! Lesnar! Lesnar!
Oh my god, dude, how is that? How does this happen?
Lesnar! 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 Lesnar!
Very strange. Very strange indeed. I don't know what's up with Brock there, but it's WrestleMania week, man. We got so much going on this week. We got Wednesday AEW. We got a Beat the Clock episode Thursday night. We got Friday night Monetize This, WrestleMania predictions. We got Saturday coverage all day long on and off for WrestleMania. Night 1, Night 2, big names like Grimm's Toy Show coming on at some point to challenge anybody really that wants to step up to the plate of Grimm. It is going to be fun. And this was Grimm's idea. That's the funny thing. It's Grimm's idea. And, you know, I saw that, you know, Tommy basically yelled at me and said that he wouldn't do, you know, I was trying to get attention or something. I'm like, dude, this is not my idea, but he's a moron. So that's fine. I was trying to help him out by getting him in touch with Grimm, but he doesn't want to do it. So that's fine. But Grimm will be here anyway to face everybody else and a couple other. He's got some beef with a few other people, and we're going to get to that beef. We're going to dig up that beef and have that beef right here. So it's going to be a fun time here. Anyway, Monday Night Raw, you know, I thought Brock's promo was pretty good. Aside from cracking his voice like he did, I thought he had a pretty good promo for the most part, but I'm going to tell you, he looked cool, and it was cool. It was awkward, though, you know, with the what chance, and he was kind of playing along too much, in my opinion. I think he should have acknowledged it once and then moved on, but he kept acknowledging it in a weird way and like, oh, yeah, go ahead and do that. It's like, yeah, you said that, Brock. Go with ignore it and cut your promo. What the fuck are you doing, dude? So it was weird that he just kept going back on with the crowd about the what chance. I thought that was weird. He brought up Stone Cold. He was a little bit all over the place. Roman Reigns' promo was much more focused. I thought Reigns wins in the promo department for whatever reason that is. It was great. I thought Roman Reigns' promo was really good, to be honest. I got to tell you, man. Roman Reigns' promo was really good. That was one of my favorite Reigns promos. He was dead serious. He was fucking menacing and maniacal almost. Not maniacal, but he was menacing. He was tough. He was determined. It felt real. Like it made sense to me. So I would give Brock Lesnar's promo maybe a 6.8 thumbs up. And I would give Roman Reigns' promo probably a 7.8 to an 8 out of 10. It was a pretty good promo. I don't know if I'd go 8 out of 10 because it's like not fire or anything, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty good promo. Maybe an 8. Maybe I'll give it an 8. Give Roman an 8. Give Brock like a 7. But they were nice tonight. But Roman's promo was better. And it was good. You know, it was a good promo by Roman Reigns. Good job. I thought it was good. Here's Alex Oli telling me what he thinks.
Super chat party.
What up, Alex?
Oh, yeah?
Commentary said Roman Reigns hasn't been pinned or submitted since December 2019. Jesus Christ. Night 1 way better than 2. Night 2 AJ Edge, Roman Brock.
Yeah, night 2 is more of the casual fan mania so far. Now, we thought that the Cody thing was going to be on night 2 as well with Seth Rollins, but are they saying that that's now night 1? Because we had believed originally that that was going to be night 2. So, but that could end up. So that seems like it might be night 1. Alex Oli, is that? I don't know. Alex Oli, thank you, man, for the $5. The super chat party coming in from Alex Oli, getting us wet. Big AO, the donation. Thank you, man. Hey, guys, hit that like button and stick the thumb directly up my ass. I hope you guys are doing good, man. What did you guys think of Raw? Give me your Raw rating in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Out of 10, what do you think? Out of 10. If you guys want to support my show and donate live, here's the link just for the people that were asking me on the DMs on Twitter. It's right there. It's down below all the time in the description, but there it is. There's a bunch of donation amounts listed down below as well. If you expand the description box, you just got to do that. We're going to go over to Discord in a minute. I got some people on hold that want to get to the show, and I'm going to maybe jump on with Mustafa for a second here, and we're going to talk about this. But no, it's night 2. Seth and Cody got moved to night 1. Okay, so that's weird. So, yeah, they're really trying to, pack in night 1 in a weird way. It's sort of interesting. Interesting. All right, let me see if I can pull Mustafa over here. Rostafa. Let's see if he's there. Oh, let me see. Try to get him in here. See if it's working. Yo, what's up, baby?
How we doing tonight, brother?
You want to get weird? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Weird.
You get weird, man. All right, so we got Mustafa here. I'm here. I went over the Brock thing. Did you hear the crack?
Oh my God, that was one of the highlights of the night for me. And by the way, not the first time that's happened on live TV.
No, but we got another Lesnar balls dropped crack.
Because the only one that I really remember fondly was back when I believe it was when he returned.
Let's
around,
do this.
Yeah, no, but there was another one where when he made that scream
outside the ring.
We F5 Big Show.
Yes, like an eagle. He was like, oh! It was weird.
If you go on YouTube and look up what does the Brock say, it will guide you through pretty much all of those moments in one
my God
big compilation. Please look that up, and yes, let's play that a little bit later. Oh man. And yes, his balls did in fact drop.
I think they're permanently dropped. Well, that's why they hired Heyman. Hey, listen, his balls haven't dropped. Can you help out? And he's like, yeah, I can do that.
But the funny thing is, even more so, is that again, like Brock knows that. He even said in an interview where he feels like awkward or whatever, but he's in a moment, he's having fun, and he's the most highest rated, paid superstar wrestler in the business, regardless of how you thought about people being left behind or let go from the company. It is what it is, but he's having fun, so why not have fun, especially at a live TV where easily he can, do no wrong.
Right.
So, like that, he can do no wrong. It's for all the smart marks that are just like, oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, that popped me right from the beat. I mean, he looked cool and everything. He cut a decent promo, and a little bit. It was a little awkward with the what's, and he was getting off track in a weird way. But he's having fun. It was nice guy, good guy promo. He had to say the "Welcome to Raw" thing that he's always going to say, and that someone always has to say. And then, it was 7 out of 10 for me. And then I think Roman really killed it later.
Yeah, and right now, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Joe, but right after Raw, they just started debuting WWE Evil, which is basically about all the pretty much the bad guys, aka heels, that are going to go and kind of go in depth about what it means to really be a heel. I don't really have any thoughts about it yet. I'm probably going to watch it later on in a rerun, but I mean, I think the concept is okay, but again, it's still from, let's say, a work shoot point of view, and you're only going to tell you whatever it is that they want to tell you, because as you know, WWE likes to control the narrative, but we'll talk about that later also.
Right.
But yeah, let's kind of like go over through the entire program if you will.
Yeah, let's go right into it. Let's go right into this, because it was not very good.
Raw was taking place in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And by the way, Joe, there's only 2 times in history where I consider Pittsburgh to be a really good crowd. One was at King of the Ring 98 when Mick Foley came off the cell. And the other time was when Kurt Angle won the title from Austin. And this is right after September 11th. And that crowd was wild.
Yeah. Pittsburgh is, we talked about this the other day. Pittsburgh is hit or miss because they have the grittiness, but then they also have the blue collarness, but then they also have the yuppie effect. So you never know which Pittsburgh you're going to get, just like Boston, I think, now.
Yeah, and it's funny because Pittsburgh is where Bruno Sammartino's from, so you would believe that there's still a bit of a wrestling culture there, especially even in amateur wrestling.
Why would you believe that with Bruno Sammartino hasn't wrestled in like fucking 40 years?
But dude, you know how people are. They pass down stories, and of course
I know.
They watch WWE.
I know, but you know what, dude? Pittsburgh has changed so much in the last 18 years, so that's why it's different. Because Pittsburgh has completely changed in 18 years. Same thing with Boston; it's very similar. So that's the difference. It's like Chicago's starting to do that now a little bit. You're starting to see less of that extreme Chicago crowd and more of the yuppie, casual, outside of Illinois crowd coming in. I mean, you're starting to see that in Chicago now. Not as much, but it's happening.
That's why we all need to support independent wrestling. By the way, we're also going to talk about that, especially since that, of course, we're going to have other people on. But Texas is being live with a lot of wrestling that weekend, probably more so than before in the past couple years, with more promotions coming out, even during the pandemic when things were starting to come about. But at any rate,
wait a minute. Let's get real quick before we move on. Let's real quick plug this amazing event that's going to happen. So these guys, Superstar Wrestling Gringos, are putting on an amazing show. They're actually putting a wrestling ring, and they've gotten all the legal contracts for this to happen. They've actually put a wrestling ring dead center of the Mexican and American border. And what's going to happen is, basically the idea is to eliminate your opponent. It's an over-the-border match, and you try to throw your opponent. So if you throw one of the Hispanic wrestlers over the top rope back to Mexico, they can no longer wrestle in the USA ever again. And same thing if you throw one of the US members over the top rope, they're stuck in Mexico forever. And if you throw one of the Mexicans over into the American side, then they get to stay in America and they get free American citizenship. It's one of the most maybe racist but also amazing events that's ever been done in indie wrestling. And I want your take on it. What do you think about this?
Are you ribbing me? Is this a shoot?
What? I mean, it's a weird concept, but I didn't come up with it.
This is legit. All right, you're going to have to post that on Twitter because I really got to check that out. Now I'm interested. Yeah. I'm actually invested in this now.
Yeah, they wrote Gringo on one side, and then on the other side, they wrote Harry.
Now I gotta check this out now.
It's controversial. It's on the wrestling Reddit. There are some people calling for them to be canceled and things like that, but I think it's a good idea. I don't understand why. It's an opportunity for some fucking lollygaggers to get into the country for free, and it's also an opportunity for an American to lose their citizenship too and be stuck in Mexico for years.
Wait a minute. Is there even any licensing for this? Because if this is actually going to happen, I can only imagine Border Patrol and everything else that's coming down to this to really just raise hell and pretty much have another episode that's going to be, on the news and give professional wrestling a bad rap.
I'm worried that one of the Mexicans will be thrown over the top rope and be eliminated from the and he'll be happy, right? He'll be upset that he didn't win the money of the Rumble, right? But he'll be happy that he now gets to live in America. And then ICE just is going to come up, and then they'll just shoot them. And that's the problem.
Wait a minute.
No, I'm
so wait a minute. So if both feet, I'm assuming, must touch the ground, right?
Yes.
For that to be an elimination.
Yes, both jumping beans both feet must touch the ground.
What is wrong with
what am I saying? No, I'm kidding. This isn't real. None of this is real. Go ahead. Continue with the Raw. I'm joking. All right, go ahead. It's not a real
God,
thing.
you're a sick dude, man. But at any rate, all right, let's go over this. I don't even know what you want to call this show completely, but at any rate, Pittsburgh, PA. We're at the PPG Paints Arena.
Wow.
God,
what a piece of shit name that is.
Well, again, if you want to go look up PPG, be my guest. I really can care less. But here's the funny part about this episode, and I'm only assuming that this happened mainly just because it's the go-home show, and they wanted to try to crumb every little piece in. So on the commentary booth, we had Jimmy Smith, Corey Graves, Byron Saxton, and Michael Cole, a 4-man group. Oh, my gosh. Now, mind you, it's already, I mean, again, I'm more comfortable with two people doing the commentary. Backyard.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, it's too many people.
And I understand. I remember.
I mean, what are they doing? Are they trying to get ready for how insane it's going to be WrestleMania weekend? Maybe it's crazy to me.
Well, remember, SmackDown that's coming up Friday is only going to have so much content that you're going to save time for the Hall of Fame. I know that. In this case scenario, that in a couple of years ago, there was like a 5-man booth, and I think that was for Survivor Series, mainly because they wanted Raw and SmackDown commentary all combined. And I'm just like, that is the most stupid concept I've ever heard. In this case scenario, it was not an over burial type of a thing, but to me, it just was too much. But I also understood why that it had to happen. But at any rate, Brock Lesnar, we start off the program right off the bat. And we have a SmackDown recap of Brock basically just beating the piss out of all the security guards with a steel chair while the Bloodline and Roman scurry off. Lesnar, let me just say this. I was just telling Texas in the Discord, honest to God, I think that Lesnar and the cowboy gimmick is honestly probably some of the best Lesnar we've seen probably since before he left WWE in 2004. Because he just is doing what he wants to do. He has more street cred, and you could tell that he's having fun. If he's having fun, we're having fun. But Lesnar comes out and says, "Your WWE champion's in the house."
No.
For the last 20 years, Paul Heyman's been pretty much speaking for me, and then he welcomes everybody to Monday Night Raw, and he even said, "Yeah, that kind of sucks. I'm never going to do that again." And yeah, I mean, again, it's really Vince McMahon's thing to really open up the show because nobody else can do it justice. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But we go into the whole idea that Brock Lesnar wants to give out country ass whoopings to be exact. This Sunday at WrestleMania, he's going to spoil the game plan for Roman. And this is going to be a spoiler. They're going to take a trip down memory lane. They're going to take a trip down to Suplex City. What? They'll stop by Beast Broadway and hit the carnival. What? They're going to go for a ride on the F5, and nobody survives this ride. Again, I'm already having fun with Lesnar, just already being himself even more so. But again, this is just pretty much just going to be a drag-out fight either way. And by the way, Lesnar actually made the comment, Stone Cold Steve Austin will be there also after everybody's saying what. And Austin's going to be in the ass kicker, but he never kicked Lesnar's ass.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he got himself a little over Austin because it was like, wow. But these people just want to see Stone Cold at this point, which, man, I almost would have moved that to the second night because the second night looks trouble,
Well, I'm going to actually somewhat disagree only because based upon the way the card is on the first night, the second night has more of the wrestling and more of the, I don't know, it's like a more balanced show than I would think the first show, but that's just me. But either way, I mean, again, the Austin main event with Kevin Owens, how everybody feels about, Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. Well, the thing is that, look, great. They're women's wrestlers. And yes, we need to be, all for women in wrestling. But the thing is, what's the bigger story? You know, it was like back in WrestleMania 35 where,
Mhm.
okay, you had the triple threat match with the women, but all due respect to those women and making history on that night, the biggest story out of that night was Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan.
Right.
I mean, if we're gonna,
Yeah,
if we're
that was
really gonna be real here,
that should have been the main event of the whole Mania, no doubt about it.
because that pop you could not get back,
In
no
fact,
matter how hard you try.
I'm glad you brought that up because I'm going to rewatch that match tonight, I think. I love that. You know, Mustafa, there's not a lot of, and it's funny because I love Kofi, but I'm not like the biggest whatever. And same thing with Daniel Bryan, but you know, like Shawn Michaels and Austin and Bret Hart and, you know, all the other Hogan and The Rock and, you know, all those big matches you can name. That Daniel Bryan match with Kofi Kingston is also on that list for me. Like, of like,
It was so
20.
important,
Yeah.
and not just because of what
It just
they were
was
trying to
good.
do
It was
on
just
TV.
good. And then the emotion on top of it.
Yeah, and again, I'm only going to be speaking for myself, Joe, on this. But again, we always talk about this here and there about my multiracial personality and all that. But honest to God, for me, and just to see, and this is just all right, now I'm being vulnerable as hell. But just to see African American people cry in the crowd,
Can I tell you something?
that made me feel good, man.
I understand what you're saying because, dude, I didn't bring up the race thing much at all. I didn't really get into that too much. And I'm not trying to be a fucking weird woke fucking girl here, but dude, I was crying watching that.
Yeah, dude.
And dude, I'm not one of those people that wants to virtue signal about I had tears and the feels and all that. I hate that. That's not me at all. But I legitimately did. I'm not kidding. And the only dude, I did that when fucking whether he's a piece of shit now or not, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No. And that's valid. It's not because of, okay, did he have the best title run?
Yeah.
Or he was the best booked. It wasn't about it, at least that night. He had a moment. Kind of, and again, this is a totally different moment, but same thing with Dolph Ziggler when he won the title for the first time. And it wasn't necessarily on the racial part of things, but just that moment of, here's a guy who we all know is good. And regardless of what the office feels, regardless of what the booking committee feels, at the end of the day, that's something for us. That's why we pay our money, to see these moments happen. Kurt Angle said it at the Hall of Fame when he got inducted. It's all about the moments. Well, there was one, and I could take that to my grave with me because, again, that was in my home area when that happened at WrestleMania 35. But at any rate, moving on. So we basically have, again, this 8-woman tag match, which, again, I understand we got to put all of our ladies out there, especially being featured for this match. And I was just telling Texas in the Discord also that right before the bell rung, Byron Saxton was making a comment about Carmella, and then Corey Graves goes, "Leave my wife's name out of your mouth."
I knew they were going to be referencing that tonight. You knew it.
Yeah.
By the way, all because of Will Smith and Chris Rock. Not only did Cuck trend, but WrestleMania finally started trending slightly, and it was all because of them, or WrestleMania wouldn't have trended. And by the way, the fucking Oscars wouldn't have trended worth of shit either if that didn't happen. That Oscars were dead last night, and then these guys fucking saved the Oscars with their violence.
And isn't that funny, Joe? How anybody who's a red-blooded American that wants to, because I think this is just a natural instinct where it's like we as ignorant people to a degree want an enemy. Like we just want to have an excuse to fight.
Yeah, like some people.
Yeah, and to me, that's not good booking. No pun intended.
Well, I don't know what they were doing. I mean, you maybe heard me yesterday. I went on a rant about that. I was calling out Jada. I think it's all her fault. I think she stressed Will Smith out like insane. I think she's an evil psycho.
Well, there could be, again, I'm not going to point the finger, say he said, she said, that could be, and I don't want to assume either, but yes, there are people out there that are saying that Jada, is the root of all of it. But I also know that, just a few hours ago, both Will Smith and Chris Rock apologized publicly, not just to each other, but also to the Academy. And again, I was getting a kick out of all the WrestleMania, Chris Rock versus Will Smith memes that were coming out of the woodwork. Which, by the way, not only sells itself, but the fact that they apologize and everything like that, it kind of kills the idea of that actually ever even being a thing.
Well, I got to tell you, I know that some people have seen this, but maybe some of you guys haven't. But the Player Haters Ball actually decided to go after Jada Pinkett Smith. So take a listen to this. Amazing. But anyway, next year at the Player Haters Ball, I wrote a letter to Jada Pinkett Smith last night, and I titled it, Dear Bald Whore. But I hope all the bad things that can happen to an angry lesbian happen to you, Jada Pinkett Smith. I hope your chin hair is visible and your sweaty bald head smells like an old dog. You wicked bitch. If Jada was in The Wizard of Oz, they would have called her the wicked whore of the West. Jada made her children change their minds about their gender so many times, now their pronouns are asshole and douchebag. Jada holds so much power over Will that if she told him to go to the Ukraine with a Russian flag and cut the heads off babies, he would do it. That dress is so ugly that Jada Pinkett Smith's family went back in time to when they were slaves and hung themselves. I hope Chris Rock is so angry about being bitch slapped like the bitch he is that he hires a crazy white guy to shoot up the Oscars next year. I heard Jada Pinkett Smith's pussy smells so bad they can smell it up in Saskatoon, Canada. They call Will Smith's show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but they call Jada's pussy the unfreshest cunt of the cuck queen. Fuck everybody here at the Player Haters Ball. I hate all of you. The funeral and I peed on a grave. Peace out, bitches. Wow, unbelievable that the Player Haters Ball and what a
now there was the Players Ball in the head of state where Chris Rock made his directing debut. And the fact that we have this now, wow, full circle, if you will. I don't know
what he meant at the end there where he said, like, I didn't leave any flowers on Buck Nasty's mother's grave, but I pissed on it. I'm out, bitches. I don't know what that part meant. But anyway,
who in the heck is Buck? Anyways,
you don't know who Buck Nasty is?
Let's go on with the show.
Okay, well, let's go ahead.
Yeah. So
by the way, I'll get a picture of Buck Nasty for you though in a second. All right, so you can see him. Okay.
Oh God.
You never seen Buck Nasty? He's dead. No, Buck Nasty's not alive anymore. That's the point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, rest in peace, Buck Nasty. Rest in peace.
Okay. We'll pour out some Tim juice for him later. Anyways, we have The Miz and soon-to-be Logan Paul going into the ring. The Mysterios come out to have an altercation. Before the match starts between, I believe it was The Miz and Rey Mysterio, Dominic was thrown out by the referee for unsportsmanlike conduct. Mysterio has so many, so much pride for his mask, and he's trying to get it back. Which I'll get into in a second. So basically, one thing leads to another, and then of course leads to the ending where the Mysterios basically beat up on Miz and do a couple frog splashes. Logan Paul does not help, and the Mysterios take back Rey's mask. Now, personally, for me, I wish he would have done that at WrestleMania. Took back the mask to kind of like give it a little more, leeway. But it is what it is. I even said this to you on Twitter, Joe, where, I don't know what was more disturbing. The fact that, Logan Paul, who's tall as hell, and Rey Mysterio, who's just 5'7", 5'8", is literally making him feel so small. Like, I understand that Rey is a legend, but like, at the end of the day, what does that say about Logan Paul and his athletic ability?
I think I'm concerned about him because what he said about Bad Bunny is retarded, and maybe that's the point, though. You know what I mean? Because he's the heel, so he's going to go out there and he's not going to be very good. He's going to be just decent enough, but it's not going to be very good. And I think that's the point. And then you're going to boo him because you're like, this guy thought he was better than Bad Bunny. Fuck this guy. Well, that's part of getting that heel heat. So I'm not worried about that. But in reality, comparing the wrestling ability, I mean, we'll see what he does. Maybe he'll impress us. But man, I don't think anybody's touching the execution of the type of moves that Bad Bunny had to execute and deliver, I don't think Logan Paul.
Both times.
Yeah.
Both times.
Good luck, Logan Paul, to that, because it's not going to happen.
And mind you, and I'm going to say it right now, honestly, Logan Paul is just as athletic or just as entertaining as Kevin Federline on Raw.
Yeah, I mean,
that doesn't say that much.
He just kind of follows the Miz in his shadow. It like looks lost. You know, don't you want? You know, this is supposed.
I'd rather have his brother.
Yeah, that's what I said too. Like his brother is the fucking mic drop. You know, Logan Paul looks like he's fucking autistic or something. I don't know, but his brother, his brother could grab a mic and cut a promo. I bet, you know, but he can't. He's just like, I'm Logan Paul. Like he just sucks.
And by the way, when he put the Mysterio mask on Logan Paul, he looked like a child molester. I don't know why he had to do that. There was no okay. I understand. Well,
they make his clothes for him. They make his clothes, so it's close.
In storyline, Logan Paul is a Mysterio fan. I get that, and most likely, what the finish is going to be towards WrestleMania or even after the match, Logan Paul is going to side with the Mysterios and apologize, and they're going to walk off into the sunset. But yeah, I'm looking at a photo of this right now, and it just looks creepy as hell. But at any rate,
I bet he does. He is a creepo. I mean, I believe it. He's weird. Yeah. I don't even know. I'm trying to think of what he looks like, but he's got that big long nose too, so that doesn't help him in the mask, and
he's got that big long neck.
Everything, yeah. He's a weird. He looks like a giraffe, to be honest. He looks like his animal is giraffe, white giraffe guy.
Oh yeah.
Tommy is a moron. Isn't Grimm what he wanted?
Yeah, he wanted Grimm, and Grimm hit me up and said, I'll do it, and I said, wow, okay, so I got him for you, Tommy. So Grimm is coming on the Joe Cronin show this week, but will Tommy show up? We don't know, but if he doesn't, I have a replacement for Tommy if he doesn't show up, so it's going to be good.
Will he have the balls?
Will he have the balls to face Grimm's toy show this week, guys? We'll see what happens, but it's weird that he doesn't want to do it. He mentioned my name and then said keep his name out of my mouth and other people's names that I don't even mention. I don't understand it. Tommy is so brainwashed. And then he said he wasn't brainwashed, but I'm like, why are you bringing up other people then? Doesn't make any sense.
Imagine Undertaker or Goldberg was Seth's opponent.
Oh my God, dude, Goldberg. Imagine it was Goldberg.
Let's talk about this for a second. And I actually thought about this. Yeah.
What if Vince McMahon comes out? What if it's Goldberg and then he beats Goldberg and then Vince McMahon comes out and goes, very good. Good job, Seth. I'm glad you beat Goldberg. It's unbelievable. But what I didn't tell you was this is a gauntlet match. And then all these different people came out to face Seth, and he had to be. And if you beat everybody, Seth, then you're gonna get another match, or you're gonna get, you're gonna win. You're gonna win the whatever the fuck, You're gonna get a title match on Raw next week, and and it's a gauntlet match, and then it's so all these different people are coming out. I don't know. That would be so.
That Ryback.
Ryback comes out. Feed me more.
Oh my gosh! And he brings the shell shock bottle with him, as if it was a big water bottle. He's about to chuck the powder. Oh, at any rate,
they can bring. Maybe Triple H will be one of them. He'll come out and he'll get actually shocked in the heart.
Shell shocked. But the thing is, though, Joe, and I really seriously thought about this. What if, just as a stupid scenario, and probably the worst way to debut somebody who could potentially be a money draw in your company? Gable Stevenson, he is technically on the Raw roster. He just put his wrestling shoes on the mat and says, I'm never going to wrestle in the amateurs again. What if it's not Cody, it's Gable Stevenson?
Well, I thought he was going to get almost, so I'm confused that it's Lashley.
It's got to be a name, whoever goes against Seth.
It's got to be huge.
Be a huge name, or Vince wouldn't have done it like they did tonight.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Exactly. Yeah, it's got to be huge.
It has to be a name.
Yes.
Well, speaking of which, we just came back from the commercial break, and Veer Mahan is doing another promo. So we do know that he's going to be debuting in April. Moving on, we have Seth Rollins at Vince's office. Now, before we even get into the actual setting, first and foremost, the way that it said 6:57 in the morning, First of all, Connecticut does not look like that at 6:57 in the morning in the springtime, okay? It looked like it was 9 or 10 o'clock maybe in the morning, maybe 11 in the morning. All right. Jake DeMarco can definitely back me up on that. But Seth goes in, waits for the secretary to let him in, but he just, which by the way, if you're there at 6:57 in the morning and you're waiting close to about a little over 2 hours, why are you waiting for over 2 hours? Just because you're thinking that Vince is going to let you in early? That was never explained.
I don't understand that either. What was he doing?
No, because Vince McMahon was doing a power move and making him sit there and wait for his ass, even though he was in the ring. That's all that was.
But the thing is, though, on the text message allegedly that they showed, it says, "Be at my office at 9 a.m." Now, I could see you maybe showing up a half hour early, maybe 45 minutes early, but over 2 hours early?
Well, it's Vince McMahon. You know, you gotta be there early, I guess.
Well, I mean, he's always late for his production meetings on the Sunday going into the Monday, and then after that, he rips the script up in front of everybody. He says, "Rewrite it."
Right?
Do you know what I'm saying? It just makes no sense. But at any rate, they go into it, and Seth is all happy and joy as he normally is, and Vince is just not paying attention. He's just writing notes. He's writing notes. Now, I can only imagine what notes he's writing. I mean, that's only speculation, but...
his pen wasn't even touching the paper the whole time. If you go back and watch it, like, there's no words on that page. Like, he's not doing any writing. He's just trying to look for...
And I'm not going to lie, dude. For his age at 75, his hair looks pretty freaking good. Because I remember at one point he had short hair for a little while. After the WrestleMania 23.
Yeah, he never looked. Dude, match. Did that always bother you? Because he never looked right again after that for like fucking 15 years. Or like at least 10 years or something. His hair always had that weird flat look. It never had that big, full Vince McMahon look, anymore.
Yeah, so at any rate, so Seth is like seething. He's like, I got to have a WrestleMania moment. You know, what would WrestleMania be without Seth Rollins? And then Vince goes, well... what would it be like without Seth Rollins?
It'd be really.
Go ahead. So, at any rate, and right before that, Seth, Vince is just really he's just putting down Seth and pretty much burying him to a small degree. But then eventually we get to the point. Vince McMahon says, well, why didn't you ask me? Why didn't you ask me for a match? That's all you had to do. You had to go through all these hurdles. But eventually, Vince says, hey, I'm going to give you your WrestleMania moment. And then Seth is all excited. He's jumping with glee. But before he goes even further up the ladder, he goes, well, who's it going to be? And Vince, being the master manipulator that he is, both on screen and off, you will find out when you're in the middle of the ring at WrestleMania. And I'm actually reading a tweet by WrestleView.com, and they're saying, well, they're saving Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania. And I understand why you want to have the huge reaction, you want to get the Road Warrior pop. But Tex, this is something that I really kind of am a bit puzzled about. If, in fact, Cody is not going to be the guy, and it's going to be somebody else, or if they tease that it's going to be somebody else, and then Cody's music hits, I can only imagine not just a reaction, but literally just everybody on the internet working themselves up to a frenzy and going, oh, we got screwed. And all of a sudden we find out later, nope, that was the original plan the entire time with this and that. Do you feel that we are going to get Cody at WrestleMania against Seth Rollins?
I think it has to be Cody just because, as you said, everybody has worked themselves up into a shoot over Cody coming back and saving WWE, even though he's still a mid-card jobber. He's not Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. Now, that's my personal opinion. I know Joe and a lot of other people, really dig it. But at the end of the day, it has to be Cody. Get back to your question. It's what the majority wants, and if it's not him, I think the people revolt. Not, throw the seats, but I think they raise hell. I think it backfires on them.
I'm not going to lie to you. It's either going to be the biggest Road Warrior pop of a cheer or the biggest boo. And again, we'll talk about the main event a little bit later, but man, this is going to be one of those reactions that I think, again,
if it's not Cody, I think it's Goldberg.
Well, that's the thing.
That's the only two names. That's the only two names that realistically I think it could be that is a WrestleMania level name that would make sense. That's the only two in my head.
I mean, I've also heard the rumors that a lot of people are saying, "Oh, what about Undertaker?" Well, Undertaker's done. Goldberg's contract is over, and Triple H, unfortunately, is never able to have any physical interaction in the ring ever again because he has a stint in his heart. And bless him for basically, I said this before, but
there is one name. There is one name. It could be Braun Breaker. I mean, they took the NXT title off of him. We know he's coming to the main roster. They've already said that.
Well,
what better way? And he's a WWE name. I mean,
and he's homegrown there. I could see that, but I think also though that would be the worst spot to put him in, especially since that he's literally coming up to the main roster. And although he's a great athlete and he's probably a very promising competitor, especially his athletic.
Oh, he's the future of WWE. Braun Breaker, Bronson Steiner, what he should be going by.
Right,
he's the future. He's your next Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. That's who he is.
I love it how people in the chat, Erase Your Mind and King Elvis and other people like that, they're saying the Fiend. I'm like, there's no way Bray is contracted by any stretch of the imagination back with WWE, at least at this time, because no speculation, no rumor or innuendo, and no talk on the dirt sheets at all. But I do know that this is definitely going to be one of those. It's going to be an anticipated match, regardless of how it turns out. It's just what's going to be the entrance and the opening bell as far as that goes. But I will say that I'm actually looking forward to it if it is Cody, because I don't believe Cody and Seth have ever mixed it up, maybe in tag matches, maybe. Oh, no, they did when it was Dustin as Goldust and Cody that took on the Shield and beat them for the tag titles. So I believe they never really faced a one-on-one.
If it is Cody, I know exactly how I want him to bring them out. Have Seth go to the ring, and then Vince comes out and says, "Here's your opponent," and you hear the Stardust music and Titantron, whatever.
You really want the Stardust. You really want the Stardust.
Hang on. We start with the Stardust, for about 5 seconds, enough for everybody to start booing and raising hell. Then you play his AEW song, whatever that crap is that he's been using all over.
Wrestling has only one royal family.
Do that American Nightmare, whatever gimmick crap that he has. That's how I would do it. Just to give him a touch of the Stardust, because I think it's hilarious. It's just so stupid it's fun.
Mr. Pico, I'm so sorry, Tex, but Mr. Pico said it's Kevin Von Erich.
Oh, please. I would throw my children so far in the air, it would, Von Erich for everything.
It's graduation. Everybody gets a baby. All right, let's move on with the program just a little bit. We have the handicap match. It's 2-on-1 handicap match. And by the way, there was 2 of these tonight. One of them was Omos taking on the Viking Raiders, Eric and Navarre. Obviously, we knew that this was going to be a pretty quick match. Eric starts against Omos. Omos immediately and viciously clotheslines him down. Eric rolls out of the ring and looks like he's in a lot of pain. Eric holds his head up and the referee counts him out. He wins. Omos wins via count out, which God only knows had to have been at least under probably a minute and a half. And this doesn't do anything for the Viking Raiders, no matter what.
They've been better. You go back and watch their NXT stuff, it was amazing. Like, they could have been your next Road Warriors, your next Legion of Doom.
Well, again, Vince
buried them so far.
Remember, Vince and Bruce and whomever is in creative right now, again, if they feel like they have nothing for you and you're only just doing what you're told without pitching ideas, which I'm assuming that they are pitching ideas, but again, it's really micromanaged, and we won't really know what the future holds until we see some significant change.
It's not real hard to book for the Viking Raiders. It's going to get Brock Lesnar's going against Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has the Usos. Guess what? Brock Lesnar would look real good standing next to the Viking Raiders going after the Bloodline. That's a whole feud for. That right there is a 6-month feud within itself. Why are we not booking that? this. The three of those guys match. They could go against the other, and it'd be great.
I can tell you why, because again, there's no long-term booking in WWE, but again, that's nothing
Right.
new. But yeah, so then of course we have Omos getting interviewed and is basically saying like there's no competition for me. Kevin Patrick is just saying like you're undefeated, like, you know, what's next for Omos and you know what's going to happen at WrestleMania. Then all of a sudden, as we kind of expected from the past couple weeks, Bobby Lashley, the Almighty's music hits. Now, Joe, I'm not sure if you're back with us or not, but I basically was looking at Bobby's shoulder, because I believe he had shoulder surgery since Elimination Chamber. You saw those veins that were like on his shoulder. And by the way, we've seen that with Cena whenever there's like an injury of like, you know, that of that portion of the body. And at first I thought to myself, damn, like I thought like his left arm was skinnier than it was on the right arm, but that's probably because he was not wearing an elbow pad.
How long has he been off TV? Like, when did he get the surgery?
He got the surgery right after, I believe, Elimination Chamber, because remember, he got taken out of the match early. And he was hurt bad.
A month and a half ago, roughly, about 6 weeks?
Yeah, about 6 to 8 weeks ago, yeah. And this was, we kind of knew that he was going to be out for that. I didn't even think he was going to make Mania at first. But we kind of speculated, and we were right. Yeah, well, I mean, we were all right about, you know, what's going on with Bobby and Omos. And, of course, Bobby, you know, again, working somebody bigger than him, obviously, with Omos. Omos is just pie-facing him, putting up against the turnbuckle. Bobby's...
Dude, when I saw that side-by-side of Lashley and Omos, I didn't realize how big that dude actually was standing next to Bobby Lashley.
He is about 7'2" or 7'3" for a shoot. He is a tall man. And again, I've always given props to big guys, but the thing is, though, again, can you work?
Big guy. You're like the big guy. I'm the big guy right here.
How big is your guy?
My big guy down below. Yeah, finish Joe Cronin off.
Hit his spikes. At any rate,
yeah.
So eventually, Lashley literally drops Omos as he falls down with a huge takedown of a clothesline. Omos is obviously pissed off that he got knocked down, and to his credit, he's quoting the Street Profits that Bobby does not want the smoke.
No,
we don't want.
He wants to choke, is what he wants to do.
He wants
one-handed, two-handed.
Yeah, he wants the good old two-handed choke to happen. That's what he's talking about.
Right. You got to ride that bull, you know.
I'm back. I'm sorry. My mic was busted. Yeah. I fixed my mic. I'm good to go now. Here we go.
Sound good, brother.
Sounds all right.
At any rate, we come back from a commercial break, and we have the WWE 24/7 champion Dana Brooke and Reggie are backstage. Reggie has something to say, and out of nowhere, he proposes. Going to make some mulatto babies, WrestleMania mulatto babies, if this goes through. And Tamina all of a sudden attacks, but Reggie pulls...
awesome. I love it.
Pulls Dana off from the cover by Tamina. Of course, everything goes to hell. And then out of nowhere, we have another proposal. And Tozawa proposes to Tamina. What was this segment? And then
I don't know.
And then R-Truth says... By the power invested in me, I have an idea. I'm not gonna lie. This is probably the weakest segment of the entire night.
I'm gonna call this segment "What Vince Thinks of Minorities." That's what I'm gonna call it.
Well, I mean, he's the same guy that said the N-word on a pay-per-view. So
yeah, no, I'm gonna call this segment "Minorities are people that have weird sex."
Ninja on a pay-per-view? That's not
back in 2007, I believe it was at Survivor Series. And John Cena was the one he said it to, and then Booker T and Sharmell were there. Which, by the way, if they mention that in the promo when Sharmell gets inducted, I'm gonna literally
they're not gonna. No way.
Around my block.
No way. You know what Sharmell should do is get up there and be like, "And I'm proud of the fact that I was the only one that said, you know, to Vince, you can't do that." You know, like then they get like a fucking
virtue signaling.
Yeah, like an SJW moment, and then
she gets up and tells her Me Too story on Vince McMahon. Oh, I'd love to hear that.
And then she tells the story about how Vince said he was wrong for doing it, and she was the one that convinced him like to never do anything like that again. And she and it felt that I had that impact on him. to tell him that you can't do that. That was wrong. You can't do that.
Now,
I started off as a Nitro girl. Now I'm a queen.
I started off as a nitro girl, and what? What are you laughing about?
I just love the fact that you just hesitated.
What a Nitro girl? Yeah, she started off as a Nitro girl.
Now Nitro. Sorry,
I wasn't doing anything. At JCS commentary on Twitter. But yeah, so no, I'm happy. You know, I like her. I think Sharmel's really sweet. I don't know about, you know, the Hall of Fame. It's weird, but you know, I'm trying to think of like Sherry, because I would consider Sherry Hall of Fame for WWE and for all of wrestling and stuff like that. Sharmel.
Yeah, how is Sherry not in?
No, Sherry.
No, she is.
She's in. But I'm trying to compare
okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to compare the two. Like, you know, and you know, she was a Nitro girl and stuff like that. And how long did Sharmel really have a run with Booker T and WWE Mustafa? Because that's around the time when I was kind of in and out. I mean, I would say about almost 2 years, not even really.
Sharmel, I believe, came around 2004, 2005.
Yes,
because I do remember that angle. No pun intended, with Kurt Angle, where Kurt Angle's like he wants to have sex with Sharmel.
Yeah.
And what did he say? Was it beastly or something? How he worded it very odd, like whenever he was watching her.
Joe, if you could pull off that video, if you could pull up that video of Kurt Angle doing that promo on Sharmel, I think everybody would appreciate that in the chat. It was an amazing, like, weird. I remember watching that live actually, and I'm going, "Is this allowed on TV?" Because I mean, we've seen worse, but like, wow, this was random. But at any rate, so moving on. Let's Joe.
Like the one where he really wanted to bang her or whatever.
Yeah, like Kurt was real.
This one
was really intense about it.
I mean, I will admit firsthand, I am completely obsessed with Sharmel.
Is this the one you're talking about?
It might be the one.
Oh no, isn't it the bestiality one where he wants to?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's the bestiality.
I appreciate what you're trying to do, but the fact is, the last time you and I did an interview, you got out of line, you asked me an unprofessional question, and I beat the living hell out of you. But as long as you learned your lesson, please feel free to proceed.
Kurt, many people believe that your actions from last week, stalking Booker T's wife Sharmel after she injured her ankle, was conduct unbecoming of a WWE superstar, a former WWE champion, and an Olympic gold medalist like yourself.
You know, I don't give a damn what some people say. The fact is, Sharmel struck me first. She slapped me in the face. Not once, but over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, I wasn't going to hurt Sharmel. I don't hurt women. I make them feel good. See, Josh, we all have our vices. Mine just happens to be got her
what?
Like Booker T's wife.
Why did they bleep that out?
What did he say?
Booker T's wife. Got her.
What did he say? What does he say?
Did he say something slut? Did he say something like that?
Gutter sluts?
Yeah.
Oh, gutter sluts. That's what he said.
Oh.
Got her.
Oh, yeah, he did say slut.
Like
Yeah.
I probably have some psychological disorder. I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and say this. Booker, I want...
Don't be shy, Kurt.
This is weird.
All right. What I want to say is, Booker, I want to have...
Come on, Kurt. Use your intensity and
Get it out,
integrity.
Kurt. Come on.
I'm going to say this. I'm just going to say it. Booker, I want to have sex with your wife.
Wow.
And I'm not just talking any kind of sex with your wife.
Oh, no.
No. I'm talking, you know, that kind of bestiality sex.
What the fuck is going on, bro? Is he calling her an animal?
You know, what I want with your wife, Sharmel, I want to have that kind of perverted sex.
Bestiality is illegal. I mean,
you keep the change, you filthy animal.
Now, if he called her a monkey after that, it would have made sense. Like if he said your wife's a monkey, like I want to have bestiality sex, that would have made sense. You know, but saying he wants bestiality with her, that she's a human, that don't make sense. But then he said perverted, so that I think he just meant perverted is what he meant. But bestiality is with an animal, so that doesn't make any sense. So
I guess she's calling Charmel an animal. I guess.
Can you imagine if he called her a monkey, dude? Can you imagine that?
Dude, riots. Yeah.
Oh my God! I mean, we're all monkeys. I mean, everybody's a monkey. You know, we're all monkey looking, but
maybe because of that promo years later, they had to have him have a black son on TV to prove he wasn't racist.
You're right. That's why they had him have a black. Maybe he did have bestiality with somebody else. Oh that my God!
For saying those things
that's crazy.
On TV. He had to have a half black son now to prove that was his virtue signal.
Oh my black son! I think he was
my black son.
I really think that promo was hinting at that. Was hinting, I you know what I mean? Like they didn't go there, but I almost felt, whether he meant it or not, that promo felt like he was calling her some kind of an animal. I mean, that's what it felt like. They didn't go there, but he was sort of doing that. You know, I want to have bestiality sex with her. Like, what the fuck does that mean? You're gonna like fuck a dog with her? I mean, that's bizarre, bro.
That's messed up.
That's what bestiality is. He said it. I'm not fucking. Yeah, that's what it is. He did it. I didn't do it.
Let's just.
That's what it means. That's what bestiality is, right?
All right, composure, my good sir. Composure.
I didn't say it. He said it.
At any rate, we had Roman Reigns and the Bloodline coming out to the ring. Of course, he says, "Pittsburgh, acknowledge me." And by the way, and I actually remember noticing this, they put in so much crowd noise during this in the beginning of the promo that I was just like, dude, why are you trying to get cheers into this promo? He's the heel, which would, and by the way, the program right after Raw is WWE Evil, and he's supposed to be the heel. This made no sense, and poor advertisement. But at any rate, Reigns is talking about how he's the last needle mover and how he used to run Monday Night Raw before Fox begged him to come over to SmackDown, and which he acknowledged it is true. The crowd keeps chanting "what," and then Reigns says, "If you don't stop that what crap, I'm going to smash each one of you in the mouth." And I'm thinking to myself, well, they kept doing it and you didn't do squats, so that means that you're a punk. But okay, never mind.
Right.
And Reigns keeps talking about, you know, oh, Brock said this and Brock said that this whole thing is personal to him, and that he had already spilled Roman's blood at WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans. Lesnar smashed his face into the point where his children didn't recognize him. His wife wanted him out of the business. His father doubted him, and his family was ashamed. But that the tribal chief has changed the game plan. They're going to take everything from Lesnar, and this Sunday he'll make the final move to take the title. Then Lesnar will know what it's like to have something that is very personal taken away from him. And Reigns has always says it's always been personal. Good promo. Yeah. I will give Reigns that. I mean, again,
that was the best promo of the night.
Yeah. Would you say, Joe, that that's probably one of, if not probably the top 5 best promos Reigns has ever done in his career?
Yes, that was one of the most, from beginning to end, solid, concise, determined promos. I mean, from the beginning to the end, this may have been top 3 or something. This was one of the best promos of his career, dude. He came out there and he feels like he is the top dog. He feels like he's the top heel. And man, that was put together. That was such a great promo by Roman. That couldn't have been any better. And the build up to him coming to the ring was one of the best ones. It's raw, people a little buzzing about it. And then, you know, obviously he does this every time, but the acknowledge me is just like, wow, like this is great. He's really good now. And I mean, think of all the years we shit on him. And we knew he'd be good as a heel, and please make him a heel, but I didn't think he'd be this good. So
that's what I'm saying. It's like we always knew that Roman, or anybody who's ever been in his position, has the potential to be great, in the sense of, we know that, you know, being the fact that WWE is micromanaged on scripts and how some people come across, especially if they don't dig what is being written for them or what have you, and you just pretty much try to make chicken crap into chicken salad. This, in a way, I can definitely tell Roman is really something you can do. As a matter of fact, he is literally left leaps and bounds, especially after that promo that he had with Cena, where Cena just ate him alive on Raw.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. Cena wouldn't eat him alive now, and even though Cena would still possibly be better potentially, he is so locked in this character that Cena could try to go say all these things about him, and he would still be able to blow back now. He's a different guy. He was lost as the face because that's not who he is, and it didn't make sense, and it was forced. This is perfectly free-flowing and natural, and this is fleshed out is the word. Roman Reigns is in Star Trek The Next Generation season fucking 5 right now. He was stuck in season 1 for about 4 years, and now the guy is flushed out.
It's funny, and I was just thinking about this just now. So everybody loves him as a heel. So the same thing with The Rock went through, but just imagine.
Oh man, Mustafa, you're fucked right now. I don't know what's going on with you, Mustafa, but you're breaking up all over the place. It happened a minute ago. It's happening right now. I'll give you a second. It may be your location. It may be your shit. I don't know, but
can you hear me?
Not really.
Yeah,
we can hear you, but you're like.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like you're weird. Like your internet dropped out, and you're like. But I mean, I don't know. You sounded fine the rest of the whole night, though, up until that. I don't know what happened. My kid's at the dentist today. We'll give Mustafa like 2 seconds, and we'll mute everybody and see if I can get him to come back in a second. But my kid's at the dentist today, so we had to go to our old area where we used to live, and we saw our old house, the one I grew up in, and it was awesome to be there, except it was freezing today. And we went and had this place called Bernie's. It's an amazing place. It's this great sandwich place that we all grew up having all the time. And we had these great subs and stuff like that. And so we had fun today with the subs. And all the kids had dental problems. And I was so happy in a way because I've been saying brush your teeth. You know what I mean? And every kid's got something different going on in their mouths. It's insane with the dentist. But it looks like the emergency insurance is going to cover it so far. So that's good news. But yeah, so that's what I did today. And I got a lot of sun. Let's go back to Discord and see if Mustafa's thing is fixed. Hey there.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, you sound good now.
Oh, okay. I promise
it.
you it's not on my end. It's the Wi-Fi is pretty much good. I'm
no, it could be It's probably Discord, or it could be Discord, yeah.
But at any rate, I was just saying before about Roman, we love him as a heel now.
Yeah.
And he kind of reminds us of The Rock. Just imagine what he's going to be like when he becomes a babyface.
Oh, Roman?
Yeah, he's not going to have the verbal skills of The Rock, but he's going to be a big deal in the sense where he gets into a pretty legitimate program. He's got the gift of gab. He can be humorous if he wants to, but it's not going to feel micromanaged, and he has the trust of the office to drive a promo
He's
home.
basically got to be this a bit, mostly this character with a little bit more fun. And where it's going to take, basically what I think, say somebody is beating the shit out of Seth, right? Or somebody's beating up somebody, the good guy, a real bad character is beating up a good guy. And it's got to be that Roman comes out to save that person and then he goes face. But here's the thing. Right now, there's no faces really to face Roman other than Brock right now. So, I said this a couple months ago. I said Cody's going to come in, get a win, and then he's going to face Roman. And he'll lose against Roman, but he'll... You know what I mean? He'll be cemented as a top guy in the company as this Cody character. And I think that is what they're going to do still. I think Roman's going to have everything. Cody will face him next after beating Seth. He may not beat him, and then maybe later he'll beat him down the road or something if they need to. If he can prove that he can be a top face. But it's got to be somebody who's as popular as a face or more popular as a face than Roman is as a heel, and we've got to get there. And right now the only guy that can do that is Brock. Now Seth could get there too with his... I'm telling you, man, Seth is starting to become hilarious, and likable in a weird way.
Seth, I'm not going to lie to you. When he first came out with this character, which, by the way, I'm not the biggest fan of this version, but what's working for him is that he's consistent and that he believes what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Edge is the same way where it's again, I'm not entirely invested into the character, but I appreciate the fact that he still believes that what he's doing is right. And I trust the fact that we're going to see it develop, because it's only been happening for a few weeks, but Seth has been happening for a few months.
Yeah, and Seth's new character dangerously does to me a little bit come like him and Sami Zayn flirt with each other a little bit with their weirdness.
Yeah.
So they got to be careful there.
Just very over the top, but Vince likes that stuff. So again, if it works for Vince, then let Seth do his thing.
Part of me is annoyed by Rollins, but then there's a part of me that thinks it's so terrible that it's hilarious. I don't know.
Well, again, it's the looks. I mean, we always talk about the look of his look, but it's again that along with just being obnoxious. And by the way, him trying to be, no disrespect to Seth, but he's a cool dude on his own. But just the idea of trying to come out with the drip and acting all cool, like other than his heavy metal self from Iowa. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting actually. But anyways, Tex, you were going to say something?
Yeah, no, I was going to say like the whole Seth thing. Most of this new gimmick that he's working annoys me. But watching him work with grumpy old Vince McMahon, like when he went to put his feet up on the desk, and you just see Vince. Like, Vince just slowly looks up like he's an old gunfighter. He's looking across the bar.
This was better than Austin Theory.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, they should put fucking Seth with Vince. Like, I want Vince and Seth doing everything together.
Look, right, if you pause right when McMahon says that, the look on Seth's face is like, it's like he's a 10-year-old kid that just got his hand caught in the cookie jar by dad.
Yeah.
He's like, he just slowly takes him off the table. That was moment of the night for me. Like that segment, watching him like talk to the T-Rex head on the wall. I thought that was,
which, by the way, they need to do more with that T-Rex head on the wall, because ever since the Edge of Christian show on the network, I mean, again, I've always wanted to know from Vince, okay, how much did it cost you to get that T-Rex head?
Wouldn't it have been funny if Seth had put his, hey Vince, look at this, and then he put his head in the between the mouth and went, hey Vince, help me,
There
Vince.
has to be bloopers. I swear to you, because it's so heavily edited, there has to be bloopers, and I want to see that reel.
I wish Vince said, Seth, you look like my mother's old wallpaper. I was waiting, like, 'cause Seth is dressed like the fucking Queen's wallpaper.
What do you dress like this? What is this? This is what the kids call the drip. What is this?
Why you dressed like my grandmother's mansion's drapes?
Shoot, I used to burn them when I was a kid. My God. But at any rate, going forward with the program.
We got a new subscriber.
Oh yeah, Kaka Ayanda just subscribed. What's going on?
I gotta know what that means. We have to translate that.
Yeah, I might have just said "kill babies" in some other language. I'm sorry if I did.
Probably a Mexican swear.
Yeah, it's not my fault. They did that's somebody's name allegedly.
Somewhere in Indonesia, somebody's crying based upon that. But
somewhere in Indonesia, someone's making my next shoes.
That's cool, actually.
That's pretty cool.
Great. But at any rate, we had an 8-woman tag match that I don't think really that many people really cared about. All due respect to the women, I think that honestly, it really didn't have a purpose other than just saying we have two big. Technically, we have 3 women tag match at Mania, and so like there was a couple little things that were going on in here. Not much really that was to the point of. Like, we're looking forward to so-and-so, other than just the fact that Carmella keeps on getting hit in the face and Corey Graves constantly consoles her for the content that's happening on their show. And as I said before, the whole little comment where Corey Graves tells
looks like my little lass needs
keep my wife's name out of your mouth.
I thought Kevin Owens' promo was awesome, and I died laughing when he called Stone Cold's ride a golf cart.
That was pretty funny, Robbie Hyde. It's amazing that Owens and Seth Rollins are putting on these performances against basically opponents that aren't here to return and serve back.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk
amazing.
about that, actually, because this is the next segment. But right before Kevin Owens comes out, we have a promo package of Kid Rock's Ba with the Ba, and I was curious to know, why is this playing over Austin's promo or his
Right.
promo package, and then of course, obviously, Kid Rock has a new album that's coming out.
I'm surprised.
Trying to
I thought Kid
promote
Rock
that.
was canceled, but I guess you can't cancel him. He said
Looks
so.
like my
No.
little ass
He
needs
released
shape.
two new music videos. Like,
I died laughing when Seth Rollins did his laugh while walking into Vince's office, and when he laughed at his dinosaur.
Yeah, dude, I love when he laughed at his dinosaur, dude. I lost it.
The
Like,
fact that the fact that this guy says, "Oh, Vince owns a dinosaur." Well, yes, he owns the bones, but just the idea of the sentence,
Yeah.
"Vince owns a dinosaur." That's a T-shirt.
well, it's probably not real because most of the ones in the museums aren't real anyway. They're just reconstructed. They're not even real. So it's like,
if it is real, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty badass.
well, I think the reason it's not real is because they'd fall apart. Basically, like you can't actually display
they would
them.
corrode. They would
Yeah.
corrode and
But still, why'd they lie to us when we were
Niggas
kids?
airtime, they act like animals, and Will is a simp, and him and his wife
Aw.
probably screwed a kid last. That's a baby goat.
Oh, god damn it, AJ Adams. That can't really be AJ Adams. He just called his own people the N-word. That can't be AJ Adams. What the hell's
made
wrong
Jesse's
with you?
eyes like wide up.
Wow.
But at any rate, so
Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. By the way,
we need that bit.
Dude, I mean, my Monday Night Raw review is nothing. I had 800 people watching me last night, and 12,000 people come in last night to talk about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. It's blown away any of this Monday Night Raw
that
review.
whole thing's a word. I smelt that.
No.
That's a wrestling angle booked by Vince Russo. Don't you buy that shit? Come on, man.
You know, it helped the Oscars. Otherwise, they would have been DOA. You know, but
That's what I'm saying. It's all over.
Yeah, they were on
I
life
could see
support for a
Eric-
few years.
I could see Eric Bischoff standing back there, rubbing his hands together with that smile like he had on Nitro.
they should have had a white guy
That's wrestling.
try to shoot up the Oscars. That would have been more exciting. Like it would have.
Eric Bischoff right now is absolutely going, damn it, if I only had a wrestling company.
Yeah.
Book this right now.
No, dude.
Did anybody see
you don't
Jerry
wanna-
Lawler's
dude-
tweet about it?
No,
he
what
said,
did he
I
say?
did this 35 years ago.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Because, dude, you can't. You don't want a wrestling company now. Because now, dude, this is what we're trying to tell everybody. The work is in real stuff. You need to be in a real company or a real setting to work people. So you want to not be wrestling. If
The
Vince
reality era.
Yeah, dude, if Vince McMahon could change his name to Bob Dingleberry and then start Ultimate Fighting World, like he would do it, and then he would work everybody with it, and it would be
But we already
amazing.
had that, Joe. We already had that. It was called No Holds Barred.
Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't
that's what they need. They need that now because wrestling's done because everybody knows it's fake.
Get the octagon back.
Now, see, dude, you know what's funny, dude? In the 80s, people used to say, oh, it's all fake. No, it's real, man. No, it's all fake. Now that's what they do with football, basketball, hockey. You know, people go, oh, it's all work. It's all rigged. It's all, and then you have an argument. See, now regular sports have become what wrestling was in the 80s. And so wrestling is just fucked.
That's so ironic.
Think about it. Fucking hilarious. That's what they say about all this stuff in real life. But the fact that there's an argument that someone says, no, it was real. No, it was fake. That's the argument the wrestling used to have.
I think it was Mr. Pico Boulevard. I saw on Twitter. I believe it was him. I could be wrong though. He posted on Twitter today the screenshot of Will Smith walking off the stage,
Laughing, smiling, yeah.
Like right after he slapped him, there's a clear smile on his face. Not that mean, angry look he had when he was saying, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth," whatever. That not that look, but like I just worked everybody in this room. Like, I don't buy that shit.
Well, I'm not gonna lie though. Even if I was in that room and I was a fly on the wall, I guarantee you, the room definitely for a shoot got very uncomfortable. Especially even if they weren't in on it, because I guarantee you that the people that were not involved, whether or not if it was a work or not, the people that were just witnessing this was definitely not involved, and it would only have to be like 2 or 3 people at a time that would be on this. But at any rate, with Kevin Owens coming out and basically just saying, "Oh, what a great promo package this was," and how he's basically just talking about what's going to happen at WrestleMania between him and Austin. Owens dresses Austin as close as he's going to get the week prior. Owens basically just says, like, he hates beer, but he'll drink one with Austin. They'll sit in the middle of the ring at the AT&T Stadium. They'll toast Austin, finally officially passing the torch, which Owens wants Austin to do for him, and then basically prove to Austin that he is the master of the stunner. Owens asked the crowd to give him a hell yeah. Obviously, they say hell no. If they think that the stunner is better than Austin, give me a hell yeah. Owens warns Austin if he tries to pick a fight with him at WrestleMania, he'll take him down. Owens finishes the promo, and that's the bottom line because KO said so. This promo, I think, was probably better than the one 2 weeks prior. I know that, again, they're doing everything and anything to get this match over, especially since that Austin is not on TV, and why would you have it on TV before Mania? But, yeah, I mean, again, I'm looking forward to it, but again, I'm not expecting that much from Austin going into Mania, because even if there was to be physicality with a referee, it's not going to last long.
I just can't believe that they're going to close that night of WrestleMania. That's what makes me wonder, like, are they going to do what we heard about, which is basically Kevin Owens is happy that it's not a match, and he's just sitting there, and he tries to get one up on Austin. And then Austin basically says, no, like, I do want a match against you tomorrow night at WrestleMania, and then he stuns him and something like that. Or will they really go home with a match, or will they really go home with a stunner only and a celebration?
Yeah, honestly, I see it like this. Like, KO comes out, everything's set up, he's talking crap about Texas. Eventually, Austin comes out on his four-wheeler, rides around just a little bit, gets a huge ovation, a lot of what chants, and they're going to be talking for a good period of time. And also, mind you, Joe, put this in consideration, based upon the amount of matches that are announced for this Saturday, right? Mm-hmm. And then also with this segment, we're looking at about maybe an hour 15, hour 20 minutes of performances, followed by another maybe hour and probably 45 minutes elsewhere of backstage or other vignettes of some kind and commercial breaks and stuff like that. So, and also we have a pre-show, so you got about 4 hours and change of what we're looking forward to.
I've actually got the confirm as of now confirmed matches. Not one. You have your Raw Women's Championship, Mysterios versus Logan Paul and Miz, McIntyre versus SmackDown tag titles. King Woods and Kofi versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland, the SmackDown Women's title, and then Austin Owens. How much of that do you actually care about? Like, that's just not.
Well, Tex, this over the past, like, maybe over the past decade, maybe, yeah, probably about 15 years plus, there's been a lot of WrestleManias, card for card, match for match, that I have not cared about consistently. And I've said this even before in this program, probably since WrestleMania 21, I have not cared about an entire card on Mania. And again, it's not because that the talent isn't good enough to be entertaining. It's just the idea of the consistency, the storytelling, and the build-up. If there's not proper build-up towards a WrestleMania card, of course I'm not going to care about it for most of the matches. Will there be some great athletic performances? Yeah. Will there be some decent, maybe promos? Probably, but that's about it.
But here's the question. Which night do they do that? Like, if it's me, like, I'll quickly go over the night too. You've got the women's tag titles, Knoxville and Zayn, Pat McAfee and Theory, the Raw tag titles, Edge and AJ, and then Brock Lesnar Reigns. So if it's me, I'm putting that Seth match night one, because to me, night one looks a lot worse than night two does.
I agree with you on that, only because, again, there's 2 celebrity matches on the Sunday. There's 3 celebrity matches in total. And to balance it out, yeah, but I also know that, again, you can do so much with any combination that, again, it's just all about the consistency and the viewability of what you want to see. And again, my gut tells me, and this is my personal opinion, that I believe night 2 is probably going to be better than night 1 from a consistency standpoint. So. I know Joe said that night 1 would probably be the best night in terms of, being the Austin Owens deal. But again,
Well,
no,
I
it
mean,
just
no,
you
I
know,
mean, like, what's
I don't think so.
give me everything else that's happening on night one. I mean, that Austin Owens thing is nothing compared. What are the other things on night one?
Night one, you have Raw Women's title,
Mm.
Mysterios versus Miz and Logan Paul.
Oh my God! Look at this. Go ahead, yeah.
Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin.
Who
The
cares?
SmackDown tag titles. The New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland.
Okay.
The SmackDown Women's title, and Austin Owens.
Oh, that's it. That's not that good. The first night.
No,
well,
that's
and also remember the
Where's
women's
Seth's
title-
match then?
Yeah.
Seth is on night 2.
Oh, so he is on night 2.
It hasn't been. This list is from 16 hours ago.
Oh.
So they haven't confirmed the Seth thing.
Oh,
that's why I'm speculating. I would put it night one. I would start the show with it just to get a big pop if it is Cody. Start it off big or whatever.
I think they need to tease it a little bit more. But you're right. They could. But I would probably put it in the middle of the first night or the middle of the second night.
Yeah, semi-main event. I would definitely agree with that.
Oh my God, dude! I'm gonna die. Who made this?
Are you starting it with? Like,
yeah,
are you going to start it with Drew McIntyre and Happy Corbin? Everybody's going to run to the hot dog stand. You know, nobody's going to be in this.
That match sucks.
But the funny thing is also, and this was just announced tonight, that we have Bobby Lashley and Omos for WrestleMania Sunday. That's going to be the worst match of the night. And it's no disrespect to Bobby, but Omos, again, there's no way of saying that, like, you know, he's going to be able to have a good match with Bobby, because again, Bobby, as good of an athlete he is, as far as in-ring psychology, I don't think it's going to be high up there on the card. And I'm not necessarily looking for a perfect performance. I'm just saying, in terms of dominance and in terms of the way that Omos has been booked, it doesn't really look like it's going to be that good anyway.
No.
This is going to legit make or break Omos.
Well, that's the thing. Omos can surprise us all with something. I mean, again, that last week with that promo, the way it was delivered, I'm not going to lie. I understand what the purpose was behind the promo, but just the way that it came off was just so funny.
Jesse's starting a fire.
Yeah, I'm on.
You got the Bob Marley.
It's getting that satanic ritual night too fired up.
Light your house on fire there. Light your kitty thing on fire.
Sound like Charlotte.
Charlotte. I'm Irish.
You want me to light your fire, Charlotte?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Light your pussy on fire. You think
There's whiskey in the jar of Charlotte.
Crotch, wait till I shove a dynamite stick in your cunt.
Man,
oh my God.
Jesse has a better Irish accent than me, by far.
Oh, to teach. No, what
You sound like Leah's dad, dude. Leah's dad does Irish impressions all the time because he's Irish. And he
you have a kilt, Jesse?
Oh my God, dude. Oh, boy.
Where's me gold? See, that's
Don't leave me, boys. The got me.
Oh shit.
Oh my God.
Dude, that's what messed up.
Yeah, I don't even know where to go with that one.
You have Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy, who's a black Irishman. How dare you?
Right.
Never do see a leprechaun basketball player. I will say that. What the fuck?
No, we do. We do. It was Hornswoggle.
It's called the Boston Celtics. Like like our fucking mascot's a midget leprechaun white guy.
Good lord.
Hilarious.
At any rate,
obviously when they made the team, they didn't know, when the Celtics made the team logo, they didn't know that someday white guys were going to be terrible at basketball. Like they thought, like, we'll always be good.
All right, so I'm going to speed roll through this as best as I can.
Go ahead, yeah.
We had the Intercontinental title. I'm sorry. We had the Intercontinental champion Ricochet taking on Austin Theory. We go to a commercial break. Austin Theory eventually just goes for the win, and yeah, not really that much. And again, this doesn't just say this much about Ricochet as well as the Intercontinental title, because again, it was just a placement for Theory to get over. But yeah, it's not looking good for the mid-card titles at all. And I'm assuming that basically there's going to be a pre-show on both nights, and I'm assuming, based upon what I'm reading here, there may be a pre-show match between Damian Priest and Finn Balor, but it's still debatable right now. But that would definitely most likely be on the pre-show. I don't see it being on the main card. But at any rate, Bianca Bel-Air has come out and basically is making her promo, rebutting about everything that's been happening over the past 2 weeks. Bel-Air came out basically saying that Lynch has been trying to threaten, Lynch has been threatened by Bianca's existence in SummerSlam. And eventually, Becky Lynch's music hits. Becky tries to sneak attack Bianca from behind. They go in the corner for a little while, and then Becky gets the advantage.
They go on the corner for a while.
Yeah, well, you know. And then Becky gets her chair shots in. It looks actually really good because the chair actually got bent a little bit. So I definitely know that those were pretty damn good shots. And then of course, out of nowhere, just like on the plane ride from hell, via a la X-Pac and Michael Hayes, Becky takes out a pair of big ass scissors. They were huge, or as my homie says, huge.
And she stabbed him like Sid would have.
Well, no, I actually tweeted you this, Joe, earlier, where she was like the ebony version of Sweetie Todd. Or sorry, that was Bianca eventually, as she was getting the.
Wait a minute, wasn't it Vader that stabbed Sid, or Sid stabbed Vader? I forget.
No, I thought it was.
It was Sid that stabbed Arn Anderson.
Arn Anderson. There you go. Okay. All right.
And of course, obviously, Arn Anderson is a badass, so don't screw with Arn Anderson.
Well,
So it's Glock.
I would like to point out. How racist everybody is, because 2 nights in a row, the poor oppressed black woman's hair has been made fun of on live TV. First on the Oscars, then on WWE. Like, this is not right.
Yeah.
We need to be better. This is not okay.
Be better.
We need to be better.
In Tex we trust. So then basically, Bianca.
I have to get my virtue signal in. I have to get mine in. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Do what I got to do.
So then Bianca basically gives her finisher twice, and then Bianca, without fail, takes those big ass scissors and starts chopping away at Becky's hair. The one thing that I always notice about whenever somebody gets their hair trimmed is that they're usually knocked out. But honest to God, though, it never usually, from a logistical standpoint, always like looks good or maybe even works. But I'll leave an exception for this just because they had to get it done. And then eventually management and referees come out to try to take off Bianca off of Becky. Becky finally wakes up and realizes what happens. She is so mad that eventually the crowd just chants.
What? Crowd chants what? The crowd chants Frozen Discord. The crowd chants Frozen Discord. Okay. What the hell's wrong with Discord? Fuck. It crashed. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? What are you doing? Wait.